What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 NHL 26 Boston Bruins Franchise Mode Series. As always, thank you guys so much for supporting that first episode. If you also leave a thumbs up in this one, I'd really appreciate it. If you guys did miss that first one, you didn't miss out on too much. As you guys can see here, McDavid finally got his cup. Also, too, because of this, he actually re-signed with the Oilers. Saw some of you asking, what did McDavid sign for? So I'm actually going to start off by showing that. We can also take a look and see Kaprizov's contract. Fortunately for us, we did not make the playoffs. We're actually missing it by 1 point. So kind of like worst case scenario, but did get pretty lucky at the draft. As I'm saying that, I'm just looking at this number. What an absolute joke, eh? So I already saw this. I tweeted it out. McDavid signed for $9.5 million in 2026 when the cap was up to like $100 million, 8-year deal. Like, are you kidding me? The salary cap there, max 104. He signs for, what is that, 2.5 less than he was currently making. He signed for 4.5 less than what Draisaitl is making. There is not a single world where McDavid signs for this price with any team. I don't care if it's the Maple Leafs with, you know, his favorite player, Sidney Crosby, on it or something. Like, McDavid is not signing for that ever. So, hopefully EA can kind of fix the logic. Kaprizov's deal a little bit better because it's like $1 million more and he's not quite as high rated, but still it's way too low. It should be probably around that $14 million mark that Draisaitl got paid. So unfortunately, like, that definitely does need fixed. I think that is something they can hopefully fix in a patch. Now, speaking of players, I'll show you guys what our roster is looking like. Not too sure how this season is going to go. I'm trying James Hagen's there. First line left wing with McTavish, who we got a pretty good trade, and Pastrnak. Obviously need him to kind of carry this team. Geeky, Lindholm, Zaka's on a bad second line. Lysell there, Patrick, Kaliev, and then Janot, Kostelic, and Beecher. I feel like we have decent depth. Obviously, need a bit more star power. We did miss out on a few guys in free agency. Low Ryan McAvoy is our top pairing. Zadorov, Lindholm. Byers there is the guy we drafted. 80 overall to the draft, elite potential. We got with the 15th pick. He's a like CPU generated guy, so we got really lucky. And then Harris there's paired up with him. Of course, in goal, Swayman our starter. Korpisalo backing him up. Pretty much has an unmovable contract, $1 million for an 81 backup. You know, no one's really going to want that. In terms of special teams, we get +5 on the first unit. Got Hagen's trying there, so I'm really hoping like he could win the Calder this year. I think that'd be awesome. Second unit actually doesn't look too bad. I'm also, too, guys, as I'm going through here, I saw some of you commenting on my voice in the last episode. I was feeling fine, actually. I just lost my voice on vacation. I went on a cruise, and then I went to Disney and Universal 1 day each. Kind of like, I think, the week before this game came out. So I guess I was having fun on the rides, or maybe I swallowed a bit of ocean water, pool water, something like that. But like I said, all good now. AHL team here. So Nolan Foote we signed. We got Minton, Cousin Dinov, Cole Schwint here too. Like, Blumel, I think, was our leading scorer. This actually looks like, you know, could be a team that does some damage. Last year they made the playoffs, unfortunately. Didn't go too deep. Logan Hensler there on the top pairing. Of course, in goal starting, we got Mikey DiPietro, Spitfire legend. So overall, like, I think both teams, you know, should be, we're definitely the AHL team. NHL team, I think it's kind of up in the air what's going to happen. We're not going to be, I don't think, like a basement team, but also I could definitely see us finishing, you know, 11th or 12th in the conference. Now, looking at the ratings for this season, guys, we've got 89 offense, 84 defense, 85 goaltending. So, like I said, definitely a unknown year. Let's see what happens. Also, too, guys, in terms of contracts, don't want to forget to do our extensions here beginning of the season. You can see that we have actually $12.5 million in cap space. Like I mentioned, we missed out on some free agents, but our team's fine, so I didn't want to overpay like mid guys. Rather, you know, save that for this year's free agency class. So Mason Lohrei is pretty solid. He doesn't do anything spectacular. He's just like a solid top 4D man. I think $5.5 million for that is a pretty good price, especially with the increase of the cap. And it looks like we could get him pretty cheap. Yeah, I think, especially beginning of the year. We'll try 4.8. 4 years, 5 years, doesn't really want it all. Okay, so we'll try 4.8, 4 years. Also, no clause. So if we end up just not needing him, we can move on from him. Zaka here, 6.9 for 6. As an 85, I don't know. He seems like the kind of player that's like a good third liner on a championship team. At least in game. Real life, you know, he could be a second liner. But I think in game, I don't know. Especially a full no move. I'm going to wait. Especially maybe we could trade with the deadline if we are bad. After that, Kaliev, I'd also like to see how he does third line this year. Goalies are under contract. Down in the AHL, though, Fraser Minton, I'm pretty optimistic on. He's only got medium top 9 potential, but he's 22, already a 79. I think he could be like a third line forward for us. So if I can pay him like an extra, I don't know, $1 million for 3 years. Doesn't look like he wants that. We'll try 2 years, $950K. That should be like an auto accept. Yeah, there we go. So if he can get up to like a low 80, that's a great contract. And then Mikey DiPietro here. He's done growing, but like I said, he's a Spitz legend. He wants 1.1 as an AHL goalie. I feel like we can probably keep him on like 1 year, $850K contracts the whole time. I'm hoping at least. I want to lose him. And there we go, guys. Lowride did accept the offer. Or DPS rejected. All right, I'm sure we can, keep him end of the year, though. And I just got a big offer here, guys, from the Red Wings. Andrew Kopp, Christian Dvorak, a 5th, and Gilbert for Zadorov in a 3rd. Kopp's definitely like a cap dump, so I'm going to say no. Also, too, should point out, end of November, we're 7-11. Not playing quite as good as I thought we could. So now, guys, we're at the December here with a record of 16, 16, and 4. So, I mean, 500 actually has a second last, though, in the division. Atlantic Division's pretty tough. Having said that, we are only 3 points back there of the last wild card. So, kind of where I didn't want to be, like the Sabres there, 10 points below us. Or some other teams like the Sharks, the Mammoth, actually, also about 10 points below. AHL teams just barely above 500, which is definitely a shocker. I thought they were kind of stacked. And now Lawson Crouse is being offered to us here with the Simon for a 3rd and a 4th. Thing is, Crouse, 1 year left, only 82. I mean, he's got some speed, he's got some physicality. Where we're at, we're actually negative now. I don't think it makes sense to be giving up our picks. And so at the deadline now, guys, the negative record here, 27, 29, and 6. Now, even though we have the negative record, we're actually still only 6 points out of a playoff spot, but we got Rangers, Flyers, Penguins all in between us. Canadians there, Red Wings, Senators. So yeah, we'd have to jump 6 teams just to get that final spot. I don't think it's going to happen, so we're probably going to be a seller here at the deadline, which I think is fine. Last year, we kind of outperformed. This year, playing more is what I expect. AHL team finally, in form now. 3rd place there in the division, so should be a playoff team. And that's actually really good to see. AHL leading scorer there's Fraser Minton. I'm hoping he can make the jump to NHL as soon as next year, maybe the year after. Pasternak's already at 72 points. McAvoy 56. So both those guys are producing. Swayman there's got decent numbers. Also, forgot to show you guys earlier, but I think I asked you last episode. I might have honestly forgot. You guys got to let me know in the comments section who should be wearing the C for the Boston Bruins next episode. Right now, we got 3 A's with Pasternak, McAvoy, and Lindholm. I'm thinking it'll be, one of the two between Pasternak and McAvoy. I don't know. I think there's definitely an argument for both of them. So, like I said, you guys let me know in the comments section. I'll make that change next episode. But for right now, guys, we'll get to the deadline. Again, I'm thinking a seller. Would I say full-on seller? I mean, maybe. We'll say conservatives. Let's do seller and just kind of see what happens here. Obviously, I wouldn't be moving Pasternak or McAvoy, but, I mean, we're looking to potentially move Zacha. That's, probably full-on selling. Some pretty big names. They got Zadorov on the block for us. Batherson I wouldn't mind getting. Tuck's on the Penguins now. Pellick there, Blue Jackets. Couple, actually more than a couple. Some pretty good defensemen available. So we'll see if we can go out there and make a trade. Actually get, somebody that can help this team out in the future. And now Zacha has an 8-team no trade. So honestly, you should be able to trade him, I think. Having said that, though, he's actually having a really good season. He's got 52 points already at the deadline. I just don't know if I want to pay him like the $7 million he was asking. We'll see what kind of return we can get. And next year, guys, I'm actually trying to make an interesting trade here. The Senators, they have Batherson on the block. 86 overall, he's 28, so a year younger than Zacha. He's extended 5.7 for 3 years, so a bit cheaper. Kind of like a total playmaker there, 9 goals, 41 assists. Having said that, they do have him as a 2-way forward in-game. I think I forgot to switch him to a playmaker, but we could do that ourselves. Luckily, that's available to us now in franchise. So he's on the block. Zacha does have a little bit less value, but maybe 1-for-1 because he's on the block. They would say yes to this. Trades rejected. Okay. Again, I'm just thinking this is like a slight upgrade. I don't know, like what would we pay for slightly younger and a bit, more cost control. The 4th with Zacha. They still say no. And they say we're still pretty far away. So they know we're getting the better player. I mean, the Florida 2nd here doesn't have a ton of value. They must be, playing well again. This seems like we're giving up too much. Zacha is having a solid season, 52 points. And again, I just really think Zacha was asking for too much money. So I don't mind this. What did the Sens say? Wow. I think Zacha in a 2nd was more than fair. At that price, though, just have to move on. And I've gone through every single team, guys. Nobody has, like, any decent prospects on the block. So we might just have to keep Zacha and then hoping to get him for cheaper. Now I'm trying to make a small move here, guys. Trading Jordan Harris in the 6th, the Utah 2nd. They're just barely above 500, so that could be like, a top 10 pick in the 2nd round. Harris isn't too bad, but I think, Logan Hensler could probably take his spot bottom pairing next season. We get a 2nd round pick back. Utah there says yes. So at least we, made one trade there on a guy that's, probably expendable. And next year, guys, I'm trying to trade Zacha again. This time to the Lightning, get Connor Geekie. Of course, we already have Morgan Geekie. I think it'd be cool have the brothers on a team. Also want 10 base 1st round pick back. They're 41 and 17, so it's probably going to be a late first. Have a 5th rounder on our side to try and even it out a little bit. They say no. Wow, we just got off here for Zacha. 2 seconds for him. A 4th Locko. That's just a no. You know what? There is like 20 minutes left here. 15 minutes down the trade deadline. Let's just do fine trade here and see if anything comes up for him that looks good. We are running out of time. We got the 2 seconds just straight up. Buffalo's to Vancouver's, not even Columbus's. I don't know how those teams are doing. 2 seconds. And Garrison, I think we already have 5 second-round picks. I think it just makes sense to keep Zach. Hopefully, I can play a bit of hardball with him and get him under like $7 million. All right, guys, so the trade deadline is now complete. Obviously, a lot quieter for us than I expected. Jesper Wallstedt going to Columbus. Minnesota only gets back Johansson in 2/5. I don't know where the trade logic is there. Wallstedt's immediately goalie. Johansson's a pretty replaceable, like, bottom 6 player at this point. Derek Forbort to the Leafs. Us trading away Harris. Scott Lawton to the Oilers. Goodbranson to the Rangers. Gustin there to the Lightning. Provorov to the Blackhawks. Grizzlick there to the Lightning. Nicholas Hague to the Flyers. Dvorak to the Sabres. Jensen there to the Canucks. You also got Fogle there going to the Devils. And then Casey Middlestad to get on the move. This time the St. Louis Blues. Okay, so like I said, wanted to be more active, but, I think hopefully this team at this point, I guess, plays bad and get a higher pick. And after the trade deadline, guys, just an updated look at the team. Forward group, of course, is still the same. I do want to point one thing out, though. Feels like chemistry this year is hard to get. Third line, Lysell. I tried talking about the scheme fit. Unfortunately, it failed. But then Patra, Kaliev are both absolutely perfect, and we can't even get a +1. That doesn't really add up to me. Defensively here, too. Like, you get a -3 on that bottom pair. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really look like a -3 chem, but maybe I'm wrong. And obviously, too, you guys can see Kluchonk on the bottom pair. He'd go through waivers to send him back down. So I'm just going to leave him playing with Byers. Hopefully, can grow this summer. If you look at the AHL, not quite as good now. Hensler's the guy I think will take over that, bottom right D spot next season. And I think AHL forwards there should be the same. And so we're currently 6th last in the entire NHL. We're probably not catching, like, the Kings or the Ducks. But if we play bad, we could end up being, 3rd last. Give ourselves a pretty good chance at, picking 1st or 2nd overall. Obviously, 1st would be ideal, Landon DuPont, but just a high pick in general would be nice. And right at the end of the season now, guys, unfortunately for us, team decided to just wake up after the deadline. We had like a 6-game point streak here. We finished on a 4-game winning streak, so we actually ended up having 85 points, which was still 5 back of a playoff spot, but definitely, took us out of having a decent chance at that 1st overall pick. Kind of like last year, exactly where you don't want to be. A little bit lower, I guess, or our odds are a bit better, but still, luckily AHL team there hold on to a playoff spot in 3rd place. So we're hoping that they can win the Calder. And obviously, NHL team, I think they forgot, their mission here for this season, at least post-trade deadline. Fraser Minton there in the AHL, 62 points, 70 games. Again, he's looking really good. Blumel again was solid. Konstantinov also not too bad. Schwint, Foot we brought in. Taking a look at the goalies, DiPietro there, pretty solid. NHL-wise, swimming at a 9-1-1. I'm pretty sure that's what we had last year. Just under 2 goals against. Kind of doing it backwards this time, guys. Sorry. Pasternak, 51 goals, 41 assists, 92 points. Not bad at all. McTavish, 76. McAvoy, 73 as a D-man. He's been playing very well for us. Zaka, 72. Lindholm, 60 plus. I mean, Hagen's 57 as a rookie, plus 14. He should definitely grow. And honestly, should have a decent chance at the Calder. The other 50-point guy there was Geeky. And now in terms of the entire league, you got Cooch and Connor, both 119. Bedard there in 3rd in scoring. Draisaitl, Reinhardt, Barkov, Matthews, McDavid, awesome Gaudry. That's crazy. Kucherov, 65 goals, is actually going to take on Maurice Richard. Defensive scoring there, Cale Makar leads the way. McAvoy, though, in 6th is not too bad at all. In terms of the goaltenders here, Aiden Hill, the most wins. Best save percentage for starters, Stolarz, 921. Goals against is also going to be him. Usually those go hand in hand. And then rookie skaters, come on. And yes, James Higgins is 1st. Wow, okay, Caden Lindstrom, 2 points back and a +7 higher. I'm going to be so pissed because, like, we'll see. We definitely have a chance. McGrody there, 45 -5. No chance. Also, Fabian Lysell, top 5 in rookie scoring. So, I mean, that's at least, one good sign. We got 2 of our guys in the top 5. Now, in terms of the league standings here, guys, Tampa Bay takes on the President's Trophy, 109. You got 7 teams there with 100 plus. Anybody get screwed? No, the top 16 all make it, which honestly is good to see. Let's see. I mean, we're kind of getting screwed. We were 6th last before the deadline. Now we're 8th last. Literally 1 less win. Look how many spots we would have jumped. Probably would not have caught, any of the bottom 5 teams, but we at least could have, kept our 6th best odds there at 1st overall. Goals for, we're not the top or the bottom. Same thing for goals against. We're not one of the best or the worst. So just another, year, middling team. I think this summer we really got to do something, whether it be aggressive here at the draft and or aggressive in free agency. I think we have, Hagens coming. That defenseman hopefully can take a step. Obviously, Patra, Lysell, I think we really make some moves, especially Pasternak's 30, not getting any younger. This is definitely our time. I feel like we don't want to be too patient. Otherwise, we might lose out on like our best players, window to win, which obviously would be a 95 overall David Pastrnak. Once he gets to 35, he'll start to regress. And on the first round here, guys, the AHL playoffs, we're playing the Bridgeport Islanders. I feel like we played them last year in the first round, but maybe I'm misremembering. So we're actually up 2-0 early. No sweep. Wow, they pushed it to game 5. Wow, we got reverse swept. It's a 5-game series, but that's still tough. Now the playoffs are complete here, guys. The Hurricanes actually win the Stanley Cup. So after all those moves, they finally get one. And then the Rocket there taking on the Calder. Wow, let's go. Okay, finally some luck. Buffalo there 3-1. So we know Landon Dupont, but we jump from 8-2. You never know. There could be like some computer-generated medium franchise that goes 1 or 2. Would definitely turn this team around. But yeah, I'm actually super excited. My reaction, I kind of just seen the first overall wasn't us, but I jumped from 8-2. We'll take that. Okay, so hopefully, you know what? Let's actually view this year's draft class. And let's go. Are you kidding me? Some made-up Russian. Kirill Yas, medium franchise center sniper. I mean, he's probably nuts. Similar style Miku Koivu. I don't remember Miku Koivu ever being a franchise player, but we just lucked out because we are going to land a Landon Dupont right-handed. All of a sudden now, what do we do with Charlie McAvoy? He's been playing very good as well, but I think Landon Dupont and the elite defense we already have, they should be an amazing future top pairing. So after being not too excited with that second overall pick, I'm now ecstatic. Look at the playoff tree here. The Canes beat the Islanders in 7, Blue Jackets 7, Leafs 7, and then the Avalanche there in 5. In terms of the awards, I think we know the team ones. Individually here, Kucherov, Art Ross, and the Hart. McCarr, James Norris, Kyle Connor, Lady Bing. Caden Lindstrom got the Calder. Are you kidding me? 2 less points than Hagens, but he'd have the better plus minus. I kind of saw that coming. Ehlers with his new team, Conn Smythe. That's pretty cool. Andre there got the Vezina. Vasilevsky, William Jennings. Desharnais got the Bill Masterton. Gulutzin got the Jack Adams of the Flames after being fired by the Stars last year. That is funny. Beniers, Selke, Cooch, Ted Lindsay, and then Kucherov also with the Maurice Richard. Huge year for him. Again, the Rocket there would take home the Calder Cup. Sell, hopefully I said that right. Most points, MVP. Lavoie, most goals. Eklund there was the best rookie. Bouillon, best defenseman. Fedotov, best goalie. Sean Farrell, the MVP of the playoffs. Sell, sportsmanship. Warren there, community involvement. And then Alex Lyon, actually, lowest goals against. Look at this, guys. Charlie McAvoy's at 93 now. He keeps going up. So Landon Dupont will definitely just be, second pair behind him for a bit. McTavish there as well is now an 89. So we're having pretty good growth. Hagens there is an 85. Zach, I'm kind of surprised stay 85. Let's see, before the draft, his price has gone up. Doesn't want the no moves anymore, but he wants $7.8 million. We have a lot of money. We could do like a 1 year and then maybe flip him at the deadline unless we're actually in a playoff spot. And now look at retired players here, guys. Nick Backstrom retires. I think right now he's playing in Sweden. Erik Karlsson, actually, 37 years old. Still was 87 overall. Kind of early retirement. McDonough, Vlasic, who might retire in real life. I don't think he's signed anywhere yet. Sherry, Lewis, Smith. Okay, nothing too crazy. Goaltenders here. Tokarski. And so here you go, guys. We're at the draft now. Assuming we're going to get Dupont, there's a chance, I guess, Buffalo takes him. We'll get this Yas guy instead. I actually don't think I got Dupont once in any of my franchise modes last year. So really excited to actually get him off the bat in this one. Hopefully, like I said, him and McAvoy do end up working well together. Brouillard there, early second. We've got like 5 seconds. Guaranteed medium top 4. I feel like we should be able to get him. Now, sorting it by potential, looks to be no medium elites that are guaranteed at least dropping. So here you go, guys. We'll sim the first pick. And Yas does go first overall. Okay, so Kirill Yas, 82, medium franchise sniper. I mean, this guy does look nasty. He's only, 5'8", though, going first overall. I don't know. Connor Bedard was like, 5'10", maybe 5'9". They were talking about his height. So Landon Dupont, come on down to Boston. What a pick. 74 medium franchise. Wow, okay, so he's actually going back to junior. He starts out, I'm pretty sure, at a 74. And he has like 2 years to grow in junior. So that also seems like an issue. I think prospects aren't growing from what I can tell. Yeah, Jackson Jacobson here, also a 74. And actually, you guys trying to make a trade. The Penguins moving up 5 spots the second round, offering them a 6th. And they say no. They said just a bit low. They like these 2 medium 7th Ds. I'll throw in this guy because it doesn't really matter. Now they say yes. That's just to make sure we can get the guaranteed medium top 4 guy. We had 5 seconds. Somehow was not enough. So let's see. After the 2 medium franchises, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 medium elites. And that's actually, you got another medium elite there, Fitzpatrick at 11. Any other steals here? No, looks to be mostly medium top 6 forwards, medium top 4 defensemen. Again, this is with the draft class quality, prospect quality at medium. So there's really not a lot of talent being generated. Again, we're going to take this guy here. I'm probably butchering his name. Georges Brulard. I'm saying it how you'd say like Drulard, which is a kind of popular name around here. And 64 overall, medium top 4 potential. I think early second, that's not bad. And we're now picking at 42. Couple medium top 9s just went. Does it make sense to move on? I mean, we could get a guaranteed low elite. He's a gem. He's probably nothing crazy. We'll take him though. Gilbert Duclair. 66 low elite. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Power forward. Wow, look at that. Are you kidding me? We missed out Glebov there with the Flames. Pick 22, round 2. That's a crazy pick. 65 medium elite. Datsuk there, 60 overall medium elite goalie. Utah, another medium elite goalie. Our scouts did not find these goalies. Where were these guys? This dude was playing in the SHL. We have 2 scouts there. Datsuk was playing in Russia. We got 2 scouts there. Glebov here was also in Russia. I mean, we gotta get some new Russian scouts. We've actually got back-to-back second-round picks. Naslund could be medium elite. I doubt it. It might be worth one of these picks, though, and then we could just trade the other. I feel like, why not? Nicholas Naslund and medium top 9. Okay. And after that back-to-back pick, we have another one just 2 picks later. And because we have 2 later seconds, guys, we're going to try and get a 2nd, 3rd, and 7th from the Wild next year. The Red Wings 3rd's kind of actually a bit higher valued. We'll see what they say here. Rejected. Okay, so we're losing value, but honestly, they're one of the few teams that has a 2nd on the block, and there's really no one here. Yeah, okay, so they say yes. I don't see how they would say no there. And we do still have one more pick here in the 4th round. I'm curious to see who the Wild got with our picks. They got 2 medium top 9, so yeah, 2nd and a 3rd, it definitely has more value than them. And then next year, their 4th round pick, we can actually take Brashear here, guaranteed low top 6. And he is 51 overall, so definitely a project, but you never know. Could become a player. And that's going to do it, guys, for our draft. Obviously, the highlight there, Landon Dupont, 2nd overall. Can't believe we actually lucked into him. Jumped from 8 to 2, and then they're just happy to be a creative guy going 1st overall. And now it's time to re-sign Marco Sturm. Honestly, I think he's pretty good. Like, A+ teaching, coach influence A-, but I feel like we can re-sign him. We definitely haven't put a crazy team in front of him or anything that he's underperformed with. And so at the re-sign phase here, guys, with $27 million in cap space. Again, a lot of the guys on our team have gone up in rating. Zaka, I do not want to lose for free. So 7.5 now is his new ask with a full no trade clause. I don't want to give him a full no trade. I would give him and 6.75. I think that's the best offer I'd make him. He's currently an 85. Because he's a power forward, if we improve his physical stats, I think we can get him up to an 86. Arthur Kaliev is probably just going to be like an AHL scorer for us next year. Don't see him playing 3rd line right wing. So, I mean, he's 25, $1 million, 2 years. We can bury that. Cole Schwint, I also see being an AHL guy. He's only asking for 800K, which is league min, so we'll say yes. Cousin Dean have also been doing good in the A, so we'll keep him. And I think Nolan Foote was solid in the top line, so 1 year league min. Hard to say no. Locko there is just 27, so we can let him go. Same with Blumel. Now, in terms of defensemen, like I was saying, I'm hoping Hensler can make the jump next year. DuPont at 74, unfortunately, just going to be going back to junior. And then looking at goalies here, guys, luckily Corby Salo only has 1 year left at $3 million. Plus, he's got 10 team no trade, so maybe we can move him if there's a cheaper backup. DiPietro, like I said, I'd like to keep as the AHL starter. There we go, 1 year league min. That's why I would just wait to sign that. And there we go. Marco Sturm is coming back as the head coach. And Pavel Zacha said yes. Okay, so that's what I wanted. Him under $7 million, 6.75, 50% no trade. I think with the cap currently being $116 million, it's a pretty good price. And so here we go, guys. It's now time for free agency. As I mentioned, we got a ton of money still. I think, $21 million. Quinn Hughes wants 20. Wow. So McDavid took a crazy hometown discount, 9.5. Quinn Hughes hits the open market and wants $20 million. Honestly, I don't even know what he's going to ask for in real life. Like, if McDavid gets, say, 16, and then Quinn Hughes hits a free agency period next year, and he's like, arguably number 1 defenseman in the league, him or Makar, right? He could be getting like 18 million, so him asking 20 might not be that unrealistic, but that is wild. Even with a $113 million cap. William Eklund there, RFA. You got Nicholas Waugh. Patty Kane wants a ton of money. I mean, Burakovsky's asking for $10 million. Like, how did McDavid ask for 9.5? See, this is where it doesn't matter how good you make the roster when they just do stupid ass like this. Fortunately, nothing you can really do. Could bring Tyler Seguin back to Boston. I think him 3rd line right wing instead of Kaliev, or maybe even 2nd line right wing, honestly, would be really nice. He had 33 goals, 20 assists last year. That's looking like a sniper to me. Price there is super reasonable. So 4.5, 2 years. I'm going to throw in a 50% no trade clause just to try and entice them a bit more. Like I said last episode, to make free agency a bit more exciting and realistic, we can only offer them max what they're asking for. That way, you know, it's not a guarantee we'll get them every time. Now, Sagan, boom. Okay, yeah, instant accept. That's what I was hoping for. Still have 17 million, which actually prices us out of Quinn Hughes. One team I'm really curious to see who's going to pay him that $20 million. So we need a forward more than D. We just got Sagan. Could we add maybe one more? We could add his buddy, Jamie Benn. Have them both in Boston. That'd be kind of cool. He only wants a 1-year deal as well. Now, the only issue with this would be if we sign him, Lysell. I mean, I guess Ben could just be like a super fourth liner, play some PK. Yeah, 80-60 awareness, pretty good physical. If we do this, could probably trade away Jeannot, potentially, if it doesn't cost us anything. Maybe Kostelic. 1 year, 4.2. We got tons of money. Him and Sagan, the buddies. There we go. Okay, so I could probably have them playing together on like the second power play or something. And I'm just looking through the rest of the players. Casey Millsap we could bring back. We actually dropped, I think, in rating. 2 and 83. Like Nolan Allen here, 82, wants 5 million. That's, I think, what we signed low ride for was an 86. So definitely we got some good contracts. Goalies here, John Gibson's the top guy, 84. He wants 6. Kochikov wants 7.6, 84. That makes no sense. So see, Alex Lyon would be a lot better backup than Korpisalo because same rating, but could save a bunch of money. Now we have 14 million cap space, so if we're not going to use it anywhere, we might as well just let Korpisalo ride out his contract. Otherwise, we probably have to pay to get rid of him. Now Kolosov, 25.79 medium starter. Had a 9.15 last year. We could sign him, but then DiPietro wouldn't be the starter, so honestly, I'll probably just avoid it for that reason. And now looking at free agents, guys, Blake Fiddler's available. 70 overall, medium top 6. Again, I made the roster pretty quick, so there are some things I missed. Like, he should definitely be medium top 4. He was an early second rounder. There was guys drafted like 3rd round 4 years ago that are still in the AHL that have medium top 4 potential, so I don't understand sometimes the logic. Grand's here, 25.77. Not that bad. Also not that great. Phillips is better, 25.78. Same with Hunt there and more. Sabrong was well, 25.78. So maybe instead of signing any of those guys, we'll actually get Henry Thrun, 1 overall higher, 1 year older, but we got a lot of mid-70s that could be making the team next season anyways. So see if Thrun, there you go, says yes. Just helps out the AHL team there. In terms of AHL forwards, you got Hudson here, 25.78, medium top 9. We had a couple guys, you know, graduate. They're no longer 26, so bring him in. Misak here, 2nd round pick by the Canadiens. I feel like he could probably have a spot on our team. And like I was saying, guys, I'm going to try and move on from Tanner Jeannot. The Ducks like him, have a ton of cap space. I mean, he does fit the Ducks mold. They like those, you know, big, strong players. 6'2", likes to hit. Last year for us was a -14, so was actually not a positive player. We have Jamie Benn now. It's like a super fourth liner. We'll see if the Ducks say yes to this. And they do. Wow, I think Jeannot should have been a cap dump, so I'm actually very happy with that trade. And you can see actually for next year, 2028, we have a ton of picks, which is awesome. Just seeing all that draft capital. And now, guys, the Blue Jackets offering us Severson in a 3rd for Hensler and Brouillard. Obviously, Hensler I have, you know, high hopes for, so I'm going to say no, especially since Severson kind of overpaid. Holy, look at this offer, guys. LA Kings giving us Kevin Fiala for a 2nd, Hensler, and a 3rd. I have to look at this. We're looking for kind of a star player. Kevin Fiala, he's making 7.8 for the next 2 years, 87. Coming off 23 goals, 41 assists, 64-point season. He'd be actually amazing top line with Pastrnak, assuming Hagen's still a bit lower. Hagen's can even play center, move Lindholm to the wing. Hensler there's 78. I think getting better. I'd like to make this trade happen, but let's see if we can trade somebody else who has like equal value to Hensler, maybe even slightly lower. I mean, Brouillard we just drafted. It's quite a bit lower though, isn't it? McAllister there, 10 overall below. And that value is like almost the same. So what about him? And I guess we'd actually have an extra forward at this point if we're bringing in Fiala. So Kostelic here is a grinder. Beecher there, power forward. Way better defensive stats. Slightly worse physical, but he's also younger. So we could do McAllister and Kostelic. I mean, at this point, the value's on our side. So I think they'd go for this. I don't know why LA's trying to trade away Fiala. And they do say yes. Wow. A bit surprised by the counter proposal. I mean, that one was definitely better for us. So Kevin Fiala, wow, that definitely reshaped our team. And that's kind of funny offer, guys. Red Wings just signed Drew Doughty, trying to offer him to us for a couple seconds. Not terrible value, but definitely don't need him. And now look at this, guys. Pittsburgh Penguins, kind of like the Kevin Fiala trade, offering up Alex Tuch for Hensler in a couple seconds. I'm going to say no, just because we don't really have anywhere on the roster for Tuch to play, but I don't know why. I mean, I guess because Pittsburgh's bad, but Tuch's a good player, 87 overall there. Not a terrible contract. Good defensively. Kind of does it all, honestly. And they let him go for pretty cheap. But again, I don't really have anywhere for him to play, especially after bringing in Fiala. And now I'm having a conversation with Marco Stern about next season, guys. I think we should be a playoff team. Oh, wow. He thinks we're actually going to compete for the Stanley Cup. I mean, I'll agree in case it happens. And then preseason focus, we did speed last year to make up for the speed we lost. So I guess we'll go back to offensive defense awareness. We're going to lose a bit more speed. You know what? I think I do like actually balancing it a bit more, doing the 5v5, then the conditioning, then strength, kind of just cycling those every third year. That way you don't like lose too much of anything. And actually, guys, I see we still need a couple more AHL forwards. Somehow I'm always just like slightly below. So we're at 10. Antonio Stranges here we could sign 25.78, obviously good skater. And then Groshev here is actually two-way forward with pretty good physical, so could sign him to play in the bottom 6. And honestly, just for good measure, could sign Ozzy Weisblad as well, 25.78. So these are guys I would be keeping for at least a couple more years. I guess the computer just let go of them early. So now next year, guys, I'll show what the team is looking like for next season. I'm not sure about competing for Stanley Cup like our head coach Sturm thinks, but should be a playoff team. Bringing in Kevin Fiala I think is huge. Him on the first line, McTavish and Pastrnak is the perfect combo. Also Pastrnak there, 96 overall now. His shots basically perfect. The last 2 summers I've told him to improve that shooting. At this point, not even really a point to do that. Might as well tell him to improve like skating or something, because even his passing, 98, is also pretty much perfect. You guys can see he's a sniper. McTavish in the middle is power forward. Fiala there's a playmaker, so the perfect combo. That's why they get the +5. Second line, you got Zaka, Hagens, and Geeky. Third line here, you got Sagan playing with Patra and Lysell. And then the fourth line there is actually pretty solid. You got John Beecher on the wing, Lindholm in the middle. He's moved down from second line center. Just, we have too much depth. He's pretty solid defensively, so he'll be on PKs as well. So he should still get some decent ice time. And then Jamie Benn there is actually playing fourth line right wing. We knew when we signed him, he's just going to be like a super fourth liner. Defensively, it's Zadorov on the top pair with McAvoy. He's now 93. Low ride, Lindholm down to 83, but still has a bunch of X factors. And then Byers 82 now, Hensler 81. Byers here is a defensive defenseman. In years past, that was a really tough player type to grow. Looks like probably the same case this year. Maybe he's a bust, but he started out at 80. I'm going to really focus on that D awareness. The faster that goes up, the faster his overall will go up. And then goaltending there. Swayman's an 88 now. Korpisalo backing him up, still 81. In the AHL, DiPietro starting. Jones backing him up. Look at this team. You still got Foot there. Minton, Kaliev should help kind of produce down there with Minton, who already had a solid season. Pretty much all the forwards there, high 70s, like 78 average. Defensively, Kulichanik's an 80, Thrun 79, a couple 77s. Like, AHL team definitely should be a playoff team again. I think finally now, the NHL team, adding Fiala, Hensler, Byers, like a lot of guys, getting that growth. I think we're going to be competing for a playoff spot. Obviously, time will tell. Now, in terms of the ratings, guys, for next season, we've got 95 offense, 85 defense, 87 goaltending. So hopefully that's good enough to finally get back to the playoffs. If it's not, it could try and, win the draft lottery, get Maddox Schultz. But after looking into Landon Dupont, I think it's really time for us to start turning a corner now. So until then, guys, hopefully enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.